We take time to understand our customers and our personal relationships. It really boils down to team. How many of you agree that it's all about team? Cool. Wrong answer. It's not all about team. Teams lose, Cleveland Browns. Teams lose, my Oakland Raiders. Teams lose, New York Yankees. Didn't even make the playoffs last year with the highest salary base in the professional sports. Are there companies going bankrupt right now as we sit in this ballroom? Yeah, and they have a team. Whoever said it's not whether you win or lose that counts probably lost. You go to Cleveland, they have the smartest, most intelligent, deserving fans in the entire world. Home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I love Cleveland. Their fans deserve more. A couple of years ago, the Cleveland Indians only needed to win one more game to go to the World Series. They lose 3 in a row. There's a new bumper sticker, Go Browns, and take the Indians with you. Let's talk. You always hear speakers say there's no I in team. I didn't know it was a spelling bee. There's no I in team, but teams lose. And if you want to play the spelling bee game, I'll play it. No I in team, but there's 2 I's in winning. First I represents independent individual preparation. A commitment to 7 C's, clarity. My involvement with Chicken Soup, everybody wants to know, what's the secret? What's the secret? I want to write a new book. There's no secret. It's being clear about what we want and attracting it. And if we don't like what we're attracting, change what's attracting it. 7 C's, the law of attraction, intention. Clarity, character, confidence, consistency, change. Cause, once you answer why, figuring out the how-to is pretty simple. Chemistry, at the end of the day, it's not what you do, it's who you do it with. Second I in winning represents interdependent collaboration, which is a commitment to 3 more C's. I call these 10 C's the 10 commitments. I tell people that all we have to do is live the 10 commitments, and we create winning families, winning organizations, winning companies, winning relationships, winning schools. The last 3, contribution, giving it everything we've got when less would be sufficient. Cohesion, making everybody else around us better, so when they leave, they say, I like me best when I'm with you, I want to see you again. And the 10th C, the 10th commitment, conclusion, focus and finish. Anybody can make a presentation. The idea is to close the deal. To help you understand the difference between a winning team and a losing team, knowing that the winning teams now have more I players than the losing teams, that yes, you were right, it is about team, but the teams that win have the greatest number of individual I players on them. Realizing that I've been to Super Bowl locker rooms right before kickoff, and the silent prayer of every athlete is, please don't let me be the weak link. Please don't let them run 95 yards through my 3 feet of real estate to score the winning touchdown to defeat my team. Please don't let me be the wuss. Don't let me be the weak link. Don't let me be the weak franchisee. Don't let me be the one that badmouths the entire brand that all of you have worked so hard to elevate to that highest level. Understanding the power of the I in team. Let me take you to the National Football League and quickly in comparison contrast 2 teams, first place and last place. So that when you leave the convention today, you will be better equipped to answer once and for all, why are you here? Why? Knowing that once we answer why, figuring out the how to is pretty simple. Who is here from Florida? Cool. In the early 1990s, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were the worst team in professional sports. Not just football, basketball, badminton. We have our friends from Canada here. A good curling team could have whipped their entire organization in the early 1990s. Have you seen curling? Apparently a couple of drunk Canadians went into a Yukon bar and said, hey, we can make the Olympics. Let's combine housework with bowling, and at least we'll never be accused of using performance-enhancing drugs. Congratulations, Canada. A good curling team could have whooped the entire Tampa Bay organization. They lost 13 games in a row, and their coach, John McKay, thank God he had a sense of humor. After their 13th loss, the sportscaster says, so, Coach, how do you feel about the execution of your team? He said, I'm all for it. Walk with me through the headquarters office door of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That year they lost every single game. Last place, coagulated group of losers, and the saddest thing, no one cared, not even ownership cared, and they have a team. I walked through the headquarters office door of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and here was my first impression of their so-called I players. The receptionist was sitting behind her counter, chewing her cud. Had on a cool little headset, big cud. I'm standing there in person on hold for 5 minutes while she's talking to her friend Shirley on the telephone. And I'm thinking, I'm not going to get into my appointment. Maybe I ought to just write down the address and show up to the party. With that little chip on her shoulder, that little attitude like there's so many things I could get accomplished if it wasn't for these blasted interruptions, she says, yeah. When I shared with whom I was there to visit, she doesn't get up and give me personal customer assistance. She doesn't make me feel like I'm understood. She buzzes me through this little clinical sterile gate. I said, thanks. I walk past her counter. Behind her counter is a table with 4 unmatched chairs around. It looks like a garage sale. When I get in the conference room, there in the corner of the meeting room is a stack of 4 old Pizza Hut pizza boxes, trash all over the floor. And when I interviewed every single one of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers football players in last place, lost every game, no one cared. When I interviewed every single one of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers football players and asked them one question, why are you here? Their answer, I'm here to play football. That's it? Yeah, my cholesterol count's higher than my SAT scores. You bite the wall. Last place, they think it's a job instead of a career. People all the time say, Clark, I want to become a professional speaker. I said, you feel called. You got to drive 5.5 hours one way through a snowstorm for free to deliver your message if you want to be a speaker. We have to answer why, then figuring out the how-to is pretty simple. Last place, coagulated group of losers. Why? It's just a job. I need a better job. I'm just going to change jobs. Comparison contrast, last place Tampa Bay with first place Dallas Cowboys in the same season in the same week. Anybody here a Dallas Cowboy fan? Hey, we got 2,000 folks and we hear a little, whoo! I'm disappointed. In years past, didn't matter if I was in Brazil or Belgium. I say, is there a Cowboy fan in the house? You'd think you're in a cattle drive. They're like, woo! Wah! And now you're just looking at me like, you know, if we could just get all the guys out of jail on the same weekend, we could win. Let's talk. Do you know how tough it must be to be a Dallas Cowboy these days? They're all on probation. They can't even huddle up. They can't affiliate with known felons, so they're stuck on the sideline. Where do I go this time? Stay further away from me. The frequency on my ankle bracelet's really acting up, man. Where do we go? But in the 1990s, they were America's team. They won 3 Super Bowls. I'm great friends with some of the guys from those dynasty teams. Walk with me through their headquarters office and immediately put together the pieces that we've talked about thus far as we start to close our puzzle. I walk through the headquarters office door of the Dallas Cowboys, and everything is glass and brass and crystal and leather, and everything's perfectly in its place. They even have their own name, Valley Ranch. Do you understand the power of a brand? Do you understand the power of a name? Can you give me a Kleenex, sir? It might not even be a Kleenex tissue. Can you Xerox this for me, ma'am? Might not even be a Xerox copier. I ride a Harley Davidson. Do you realize Harley Davidson actually has people who have tattooed their company name on body parts? With all due respect, I've never seen a guy at the mall with like Taco Bell on his bicep. What's up? Yeah, represent. Yeah, chimichanga, man. What's up? I never realized the importance of names until the O.J. Simpson trial. I just heard the orange growers of Florida offered O.J. Simpson $9 million to change his name to Snapple. I thought that was pretty funny. How was I greeted at the Cowboys? The receptionist, total class, sophisticated elegance, polished professional, big giant Dallas hair. I wanted to tap her on the shoulder and say, excuse me, ma'am, have you ever found any spiders on the 5th floor of your do? How was I greeted? Hi. Welcome to the World Champion Headquarters Office of America's favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys. It's a great day. May I help you? I almost threw up all over the top of that counter. No one is that sweet, no one. And when I shared with whom I was there to visit, she doesn't buzz me through some little simple gate, some little sterile gate. She gets up and makes me feel like I'm the single most important person who's ever walked in that door. She personally escorts me to the meeting. Introduced me to everybody in every office. By the time we get to the meeting, I felt like we were going steady. She interrupts our meeting 7 times. Would you like a Diet Coke, a Diet Pepsi, a Reebok, a Nike? They're selling everything they can get their hands on in that stadium just to subsidize Deion Sanders' former contract. And when I interviewed every single one of the Dallas Cowboys football players and asked them the exact same question, why are you here? They got this internal bold intensity seemed to ooze from every pore. They seemed to stand a little taller, a little straighter. They got right in my face and they said, we're here to win the Super Bowl.